Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another knife therapy episode. Today, I have something extremely special for you, and I'm sharing one of my favorite knives of all time, and that is the Microtech SOCOM Elite. So I pulled three pieces out of the collection today to show to you. Two are the same, and one is different. But both are SOCOM Elites. This top one is an automatic, and these two are manuals. Now, the two on the bottom we're going to talk about first. These are the Signature series by Microtech. So, very limited run on these pieces. When this was one of the first pieces to drop when the SOCOM came out. So I picked up one, really loved it, and I had to pick up a spare. So on the Signature, unique thing is you got Anthony Marfione's signature there. They do date these knives on the clip, March of 2018. These are serial numbered. This is 125 out of the run. So just a wonderful, wonderful piece. Really, really been enjoying it. And just excellent to have it in the collection. The automatic, man, stand by. This thing fires out extremely hard. This is in the stonewash blade. This is a more typical blade shape. What you're going to get with a drop point on these SOCOM Elites. You're not going to find the Signature series blade shape on any of the standard production models. So just to show you the difference real quick, the Signature is really carrying a lot of heft throughout the middle of the blade, whereas your typical flat ground drop point here. So this is more slicey than this. I put my own edge on this one. Just to help it out some. So really, really fond of all these knives. Just give you great ergonomics. Microtech is known for outstanding designs, really bringing home. They do an amazing job with aluminum. This is type 3 hard anodized. All three of these are rocking M390 for the blade. You can see the markings here on the standard version, also serialized and dated. Just a wonderful, wonderful piece. This one has been carried pretty extensively, and it's shown a lot of love, I've really enjoyed carrying all these. The only one that hasn't been carried is my spare Signature series SOCOM. So this one actually stays in the Pelican, just in case I lose or break this, because I do some crazy stuff with the SOCOM. It really lends itself to doing whatever I need on a day-to-day task, prying, cutting, using it as a screwdriver, whatever. I don't use this Signature one for that, but I have used the standard one many times, and it's done extremely well. So really, really love this knife. And guys, we are 3 minutes into this. I haven't even given you stats yet, so we're gonna knock that out super quick right now. Blade length, also the best stats I've ever seen on a knife. Blade length 4 inches, the handle length is 5 inches, and an overall length is 9 inches. Now, the weight, these stats came from Blade HQ. I didn't purchase any of these from Blade HQ, however, but they're saying the weight is 5.36 ounces. However, I weighed the Signature on my scales coming in at 5.1, and the standard auto was coming in much, much lighter at 4.5 ounces. So just in case you're curious, just amazing. So a little heavier than an ounce per inch, but they carry extremely well. And that's one thing the SOCOM Elites, anyway, have been criticized for in the past, is this tip down carry. A lot of people want a tip up carry. I'm in the mindset that I like a tip up carry on the majority of my knives. That's how I prefer it. However, on the SOCOM Elite, even if I had the option, I would leave it as is. This thing carries extremely well in the pocket. Very, very, very pocketable. And by that, I mean that it doesn't take up your entire pocket. Your pocket is still usable with this knife in it. And that is one thing that I greatly appreciate. One thing that we should note is they changed the grip inserts from the previous run, which was many years ago. And just to get off side topic, I'll come back to the grip inserts here in a second. But these were produced, the last run was a long time ago, and these things, they just pretty much discontinued the SOCOM Elite. Nobody knew if they were going to come back. and the secondary market went crazy, guys. These things were going for astronomical. The older versions were going just for astronomical amount of money. And so I'm glad to see these things back. The market really has been favorable of the SOCOM Elite for good reason. Just an excellent knife. Wonderful to carry. But back to the grip inserts. On those previous ones, they had pretty much skateboard tape, and then they had carbon fiber. And I liked the skateboard tape. I think it's excellent, but just like a skateboard, when those granules for that grip tape wears off, it's kind of crappy. Really, it doesn't provide any grip then, and looks terrible. Now they went to this rubber, pretty much spray insert. Really liking it. I think this is going to be much more durable than the grip tape. And they also recently have dropped a carbon fiber insert just like the previous one. So good to see that. And one of the last things that I want to talk about on this model, which is different from the previous versions, is they have went away from proprietary hardware. So Microtech has been known to carry on their knives have been put with proprietary screws. So unless you had the tool, you were not able to disassemble and maintenance your knife. Now that has changed on this run. They went back to Torx bits, and they flip-flop back and forth over the years on what type of hardware they're using. But I'm glad to see this run was Torx, so you are able to maintain your knife. I think it's just a better practice to give the user the ability to service their own knife. I really am fond of that. And this thing, in the role it's going to be in a hard-use tactical knife, really needs to be able to be serviced in the field, especially like if you're a soldier overseas and something happens. You really need the ability to take this knife apart and be able to service it. And those tools, like you could get, some guys were making the tools for like $30, $40, but if you bought an actual Microtech tool, that's going to cost you a couple $100 just to be able to take your knife apart. And I personally was not fond of that. Now you can see here, this one actually took a spill right there and actually caved in the aluminum and really cracked the Type 3 hard anodizing. So it's the first time I've actually seen anodizing like really be messed up. This stuff is pretty tough, and so it holds up pretty well. Like scratches and all obviously show, but they don't really damage the material. And that was a pretty hard spill. I can't remember what I was doing, but I dropped it from a standing position, and that's what I was left with. Really durable knife, really fond of it. It carries extremely well. It's done extremely nice for me. So I just recently had to sharpen it up. It was getting pretty dull on me. This was my everyday carry for some time, and so it needed a new edge. This is actually a 22-degree edge per side on a wicked edge. So it was taking up to 3.5 microns on the strop. And so you can see there, I really am fond with how this turned out. Just an awesome job. Microtech does an amazing job with their M390, and very pleased. So guys, this is actually the second time I'm shooting this video, and I just remembered the reason I had to retake it is because I did not do size comparisons. Actually, let's do the, you want to do the automatic or the signature? We'll go with the signature. I think it honestly looks cooler. So just because they're on the table, because we just did the Rampart video, hopefully you saw that. It'll probably come out before this one. This is the CJRB Centros, the CJRB Rampart. Two awesome budget knives. If you haven't checked those videos out, they are on the channel. Highly encourage you to do so. For under right at $30 knives, those are really amazing. Another awesome everyday carry knife. This is the Three Rivers Manufacturing Atom. Wonderful knife. Very fond of it. Another tactical blade. And this will wrap out our size comparisons here. This is the Emerson A100. So also very grippy, great traction plan on the Emerson. This one does have a chisel edge. I haven't fixed that yet. Extremely sharp as well. Not sure if I'm gonna do a video on this guy yet or not. It probably deserves one. It's been in my collection for a very, very long time. The Atom, of course, is gonna get a video, and this green linen micarta, deep carry clip, just an amazing knife. But when you get blade stock this thin, guys, look at the difference. Look at how thick the SOCOM is versus the Atom. Extremely slicey blade out of box. This thing with the new edge cuts extremely well, but it doesn't cut near as good as the Atom. So I think this can do more stuff that I use a pocket knife for personally than this. However, this is a much, much better cutter. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't checked out the Knife Therapy Instagram, I always forget to plug that. Go over there. I'm not sure if the 100 subscriber giveaway has ended yet, but go over there, check that out. If it's still going on, make sure you get entered for that. And thank you to all my subscribers. You're really pushing me to keep doing this type of content, so I want to thank you for that. And guys, as always, I will see you next week. Peace.